started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
What the fuck is up, gamers? I'm Alex, and I'm an actor.
And I'm Stephanie, and I'm full frontal, and I can act.
So today we're getting star-studded. We're going to the theatre, and we're doing season 6 episode, I want to say 5.
It's 5, yeah.
Nice. Lights, camera, relationship.
Ooh, there was no camera. There were lights.
No, there were lights, but like no cameras because we're at the theatre, darling.
Oh, well, I guess there were cameras on the red carpet. I was thinking like a video camera, but
well, yeah, that's usually when you say lights, camera.
Yeah.
Even though they don't really say that, do they say that?
I don't know.
They say rolling. I mean, maybe it's just over here.
Yeah, I don't know what they say, but like also. Because considering it's normally followed up, because they say action, right? Here, yeah. Well, they do here, I guess. Like, that implies it's a video camera.
Yes. Yeah. Because you wouldn't say, like, action and then take a picture. Because that doesn't make sense.
It'd be really funny if you did, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no. But yeah, we're delving into the world of theatre. And relationships. Funny that Sex and the City don't usually talk about relationships. Anyway,
not usually, yeah.
No. So might as well jump into this bitch.
Yeah, let's jump in.
Lights, camera, and action. So Carrie and Berger are together and they're talking, and she's like, "They're gonna love you because I love you. Don't worry about it." And her voiceover is like, for most people, their next step in a relationship is meeting the parents. For me, it was going to Prada.
Yeah, this is the next step. She takes them there, and it's a store. Like this is sure a place to shop. They walk in the doors and it's just like descending stairs that have like rows upon rows of mannequins on it. They're all dressed.
Yeah, and like it does seem like a massive Prada. I don't know. I have been to designer stores before, and my dad used to work in one, but this seems like huge.
It seemed really big. Like I always kind of assumed designer stores would be kind of more like, not like boutique sized, but just like much smaller. I don't know.
Yeah, this is like H&M sized. It's massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go in there and Berger's like, "Wow, how often do you come here?" And then the retail assistant, Tony, is like, "Oh my God, Carrie, hi."
He does. And then like the other lady working there is like, "Oh, can I get you anything? Like, you know, like champagne."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, bottled water, a coffee, champagne." So obviously Berger's like, "Get me some fucking champagne."
Yeah, I mean, if someone offers you free champagne, I'm gonna take it.
That's a yes. I mean, like, yeah, unless you are sober or you're driving.
Yeah.
Free champagne.
I fucking love it, especially since you're like at Prada, so you know it's probably gonna be like good shit and not like garbage champagne. I thought I didn't like champagne for so long because I'd only had like really bad champagne, and then I had really good champagne because like my master's supervisor was really into hosting parties at her house like every few months, where she would be like, "I'm gonna send you guys to the liquor store with my credit card, and you're gonna buy like $300 worth of alcohol, and most of it's going to be wine that's like exclusively at least $40 a bottle or more." And then she'd have like her fanciest champagnes at home, and she's like, "Yeah, we're just gonna like drink all night." And so like then I tried her champagne and I was like, "Oh shit, champagne's really good, huh? Like it's good." Yeah.
Like it is good, and I don't know, I like it. Have you ever had pink champagne?
I have, yes.
Oh, it's good. And it makes you feel, if you have it in like a coupe glass, that's the thing, is I don't like champagne unless it's in a coupe glass, because then I feel like Marilyn Monroe, or like I'm in a speakeasy in the 1920s. Like something is, I feel very glamorous, and it's more the experience than the actual like taste.
I see. Yeah. No, that's good shit.
But yeah, they're getting litty off some champagne, and then we have a little quick flash to Sam and Jerry.
Yeah. It just sounds like Tom and Jerry. Sam and Jerry.
Yes, well, Jerry / Smith, but we'll get to that in a bit. He's... so they just had sex, and he puts on a pair of jeans commando.
That is the most horrifying thing that I've ever... I hate this. Like, your dick's gonna be against the zipper. That zipper's got teeth.
I know. You're just asking for a fucking something about Mary moment, my dude.
Oh, awful, awful, awful.
He must have, like, a calloused penis.
I don't say those words. That's horrifying.
I'm sorry, that might be our most cursed phrase yet. Too cursed for a title.
Oh, I really hate that. That's like how you... No, I don't even want to say it. What I was going to say was recently I learned that a lot of people who have dicks will unzip their pants but not unbutton it to pull out their dick to piss. And I'm like, what the fuck? That zipper is going to be like... It's teethy, which also, I mean, I guess the thing is about like, so like men's style pants are not as tight as what I'm used to. So I guess that makes a difference probably. But zippers are scary.
They are. Like,
I don't like it.
No, I don't. No, but yeah, I guess like men's jeans are usually looser, and his do look pretty loose. But like, come on, dude, like it's not. Is it that much harder to put on a pair of fucking undies? I don't know. But yeah, so Sam is like, oh, how about we do this again Friday night? And he says, I can't, my play's going on. And she's very hurt. And she says, you know, but we always fuck on Friday. It's our night.
She's like, yeah, like, you know, I'm the one who should be sad, not you. Because he's like, well, come to my play. And she's like, no, ew.
Well, she says ew because it's in Brooklyn as well. And she's like, I don't leave the island.
Which is false because we know she's gone to Miranda's place before. Miranda lives in Brooklyn, doesn't she?
Not yet. No.
Oh, I totally thought she was living in Brooklyn already. Oh, right. That happens later. Okay.
I think Steve lives in Brooklyn, or is at least he's from Brooklyn or Queens, I believe.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, no. So yeah, she's like, I will not leave the island for your play. And he says, how about you come and I'll make sure afterwards you come and come and come. And she's like, yeah, okay.
Okay, sounds good. That's a deal.
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel like she would have already done that. He would have already done that for her anyway. Like, that's just what their relationship is. But
it's sex.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's sex. Yeah. But then we go back to Carrie, and she's, like, trying on clothes at Prada, and the guy who works there is, like, has a really nice shirt that he's showing Berger. It's, like, this red button-up shirt. And Berger's like, oh, that's nice. But then he, like, looks at the price tag, and he's like, oh, what?
Yeah. He's like, ugh. I mean, and it is, like, literally just a red shirt. Like, it's very plain. Yeah. It could be from anywhere. It doesn't, I mean, I'm sure it's very well made, but it could be from anywhere. It doesn't have to be from Prada.
Yeah, exactly.
And Carrie comes out in this dress, and it's very pretty, and she's like, what do you think? And she's sort of suggesting her and Tony are like, Berger, this shirt is amazing, you should get it. And he's like, yeah, no, it's fucking expensive. Even if it is fabulous, coming from a man who never says fabulous.
Just say the word fabulous is a good word to say.
It is a good word to say.
I like it. Yeah, he's like, no, this is ridiculous. I'd have to like this shirt could own a studio apartment. And the guy's like, well, you would wear it for life. And Berger's like, I would have to. Like, this shirt is holding me at gunpoint, saying you have to wear me till you die. Yeah. Or I will kill you.
To get the return out of it, he would have to wear it constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, he sort of is like, oh, Carrie, you get your dress, but I'm good. And then Tony... Carrie asked Tony about his girlfriend, Claudia, And he's like, oh, we broke up. But do you have any gorgeous women just like you could set me up with?
And like, of course, she knows 3 gorgeous women who are effectively single.
Yeah.
So,
but one of them in particular, Charlotte.
So then we go to brunch, and Carrie brings up the Tony thing and is like, are you interested, Charlotte?
Well, she's like, okay, he's straight, he's Italian, he's hot, and he works for Prada. So you know, like my sister used to work for Burberry, so you know I got that every single fucking Christmas or birthday Burberry gift. It was good. Recommend it. And Charlotte says, well, is he Jewish?
Yeah.
And all the girls are like, ugh.
They're like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, what? Well, did you think I was just gonna like abandon my entire new religious beliefs just because like I'm no longer with a Harry? Like this is me now. I'm not like, did you guys really think that was gonna happen? And Miranda's like, yeah, we did. Like fully just.
I'm glad her friends have faith in her, right? Like,
right? Yeah. She's like, no, that's not me. I'm sticking with this, and I want a nice Jewish man. And but so yeah, so she's not really interested.
No, she's still heartbroken over Harry, and yeah, she's taking her time. She's healing.
Yes. Yeah. And this is where Samantha invites them to the play, right? Or not invites them. She tells them they're going to the play.
Well, yeah. Well, because Carrie says, like, she's like, oh, I've got an idea. Friday night, let's go out for drinks, blah, blah, blah. And Samantha is like, oh, for fuck's sake. I said I'd go to see fucking my dickhead fuck buddies play on Friday. So you girls better come. And they are all like, no, we're not going to do that.
There's a lot of holding people at gunpoint this episode to do things. Samantha's like, I will fucking kill you if you don't come.
There's a lot of emotional blackmail. And it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, so basically the idea is like at this point we think they're probably all just going to be going to it. And then we go to Miranda, right? Yeah. And she's like kind of doing her I'm not in love with Steve thing. She's just like waiting for him to arrive on the couch, and she's just like waiting.
Yeah. And okay, so she's watching Changing Rooms, I'm pretty sure, which was like this British reality TV show, which was awful and amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? Like, what's it about?
So basically they would have like 2 different people, like 2 different, I don't know, couples, I suppose. And they'd swap houses and then redecorate it. And the lead designer was this guy who was a bit insane. And I put a link in the Discord of like this BuzzFeed list, and it was like Changing Room designs which did not age well, and they're so ugly.
Oh god, I can't wait to click it. I haven't actually looked at it yet.
Oh, it's great. They did such ugly houses, and there's several episodes where people are like, I hate it. I fucking hate it. It's disgusting. This is awful. This is unlivable. Like, there's one of them, and instead of having a sofa, they just have like wooden levels, like a Hubert with cushions on it.
Oh boy, I'm so excited to look at these.
Yeah, and then there was one where they tried to do this like floating shelf thing in the middle of the room, and they put a bunch of antique like china on it, and yeah, it fell, obviously.
Oh good, I need to see that.
It's great. It was a terrible show. I used to watch it a lot as a kid. So yeah. So she's watching that and she's pretending that I don't love you, Steve. But he comes in and he's got Brady, and there was like a little birthday at the playground or whatever. So he swiped her a chocolate cupcake. He did.
How nice of him, I guess.
And he's like, oh, Samantha. Right now, Miranda, you're better at this than me.
Miranda, I gotta go watch the game. And she's like, well, why don't you watch it here? I have ESPN. Well, you could just watch it here.
Yeah, you can just watch it here. Why don't you just stay? Why don't you just stay, Steve? So he's like, oh, geez, really?
And he does. And he ends up sleeping on the couch because he stays so long. Like, what is it, like a Knicks game or something like that? Like, he ends up watching it. Like, sports games usually end by like 10. I'm sure he still could have gone home.
Yeah, probably. But, you know, it's cozy. And he stays and like Miranda fucking watches him like she's Edward Cullen.
It's so creepy.
So much.
Yeah, he's asleep on the couch and she's just like staring at him. And I don't understand. He's just like, I don't know. It's creepy. I don't like it.
Yeah, and her like nightie has a hood on it.
Yeah, I don't understand. I've never had a nightie before. It's not something I've ever slept in.
Oh, I'm wearing one right now.
Interesting. I feel like characters in TV shows always have weird sleep outfits that I never... Like, people will wear, like, actual pajama shirts, and I'm like, that's hot. That's too hot.
Yeah, no one's ever just wearing, like, an old T-shirt that's, like, clearly battered. That's usually what I wear. But my quarantine wardrobe is kind of just slipping on one night to another.
That's a really good wardrobe, though.
Thank you. But yeah, so she watches him and she's like, oh, there's also a bit where he's like, oh, I got a gut, and he lifts up his shirt and she looks at his like hairless flat stomach with his outy belly button. And
I did write that down.
With like lust in her eyes.
Yeah, it's not it's like unrelatable to be like, oh, that's really cute, but it's like, I don't know. I can't sexualize Steve. Like, I just can't. No. He's Steve. And so it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because his, like, I don't like him. I'm just like, stop showing me him. But I don't know. But that's pretty much it. He sleeps on the couch and stays overnight, and she watches. And then we go to Carrie and Berger, who are having lunch the next day.
Yeah, she comes in. She's bought him the shirt from Prada. And he's like, Carrie, you can barely afford your own clothes. Why did you buy me this? And she's like, oh, because they're selling my book in France. I've got an advance from the publisher and it's like for $35,000. So she's got money. Hopefully she's paid off her fucking loan from Charlotte.
I hope so at this point. Like, we haven't heard anything about it since then, but like, I also just like, I don't know how expensive this shirt is. So like, I'm not sure what percentage of that money this is, but I don't know. You just know Carrie is not putting most of this into savings.
Yeah. No, of course she's not. So she's just buying clothes for a boyfriend that she's had for like a month.
Expensive clothes.
Very expensive clothes. And he seems kind of a bit quiet about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we go to, basically, I guess the next day, she's with Miranda and they're walking Brady. And they run into Amy Sedaris. And she's wearing these, like, Chanel earrings, which are very Samantha. But
they are.
So she's like, oh, Carrie, they fired me.
Yeah, like they let her go because basically like Carrie's her only successful author. So like basically if she hadn't gotten this France deal, she would have probably even been let go sooner. But like one of her authors is Berger. And she's like, oh, it's such a shame they didn't give him that second book deal. He's such a genius. And Carrie's like, yeah. Okay, what? She doesn't say that in front of Amy Sedaris, but she's just like, yeah, it's a shame. And then after Amy Sedaris leaves, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, have myself a lot of drinks because of getting fired. So, if Berger wants someone to drink with over his, sorrow, hit me up. But they keep walking and Carrie's just like, oh, fuck. He didn't tell me this.
He didn't tell her, and she feels like an asshole because she was literally waving money around in his face. And Miranda's like, okay, don't beat yourself up. You didn't know. So it's not like you're a bad person and you're just happy that you're doing well. Which is true.
Yeah. She's like, you're allowed to be proud of your success.
Yes. And so where do we go next? I just closed my phone because I'm stupid. I think
it's Charlotte and Anthony next.
Yes, and they're like watching the boys at the park, and Anthony's going, he's gay, he's Jewish.
Like, Okay. Charlotte's kind of just like, I'm not ready for a new man because it's been too soon since Harry, and I'm not ready. My heart's not ready, which is absolutely valid. But Anthony's like, time for a new man. Mm-hmm. Time to get laid. It's a beautiful day to get laid.
Yeah, he's beautiful. And Charlotte's like, you don't know what it's like to have your heart broken.
That's a bold statement. Yeah. She doesn't know shit about his life.
Yeah, it's a big thing to say to someone, unless they've explicitly said, I've never had my heart broken.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony's like, excuse me, I've had my heart broken before, and I'm still hurting about it. Like, I lost the love of my life.
Mm-hmm. He had beautiful buns.
It's really good. I do love the way when he's like, what, never lost the love of my life? Wrong. Just like the way he says wrong is really good to me. But yeah, she's just really adamant about not being interested. And he's like, you need to move on. You need to move on, honey. Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
conflicting.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Well, yeah, he says like, you'll be alone forever. And she's like, maybe I will.
Is that the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's not. But, you know.
For Charlotte, it's up there.
For Charlotte, it's the worst thing that could ever happen.
Yeah.
But she's pretending like it's not. She's coming to terms with it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, then we go to the play, and Sam is falling asleep. And we realize, like, later on, when they show it again, this is the start.
Yeah, they skip over the, like, I don't, like, at the beginning is just, like, two people who are dressed like farmers sitting on chairs, like, on opposite ends of the stage, and one of them will say, like, a word, and the other one will say a word, and it's just, it is very boring.
Yeah.
So far.
It's very, like, art theatre, we're saying something, is shit. Because that, like, the grain harvested, the hay mown. No.
Hopefully. But then we get Smith's debut in the play. He walks out and he's wearing overalls. They're like these like jean overalls, and he's not wearing a shirt underneath it for sure. And then he just stands in the middle of the stage and unhooks the overalls and just drops them to his feet, and he's completely nude.
Completely. Again, more proof, more of him. Maybe he was doing the no pants thing because he wanted to like get practice, you know, the denim against Dick.
Maybe. But the difference is overalls don't have like a fly there, so that's like different.
They do though, because They do. Because I have ones that like I stole from my dad and they have a fly. It's kind of useless. I mean, actually, it's really not, because they're really a pain to get off. So it'd be great if I could use it, but I can't.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's really unfair that, like, if you don't have a dick, if you're wearing clothes that like, are full body, you have to pretty much get fully undressed to piss. Like, if you're wearing, like, a fucking romper or something, you have to just pull it all the way down. But, like, if you have a dick, you just whip it out of things. There's zippers. There's stuff. You can just piss. Like, this is why you can piss on the road if you have a dick. Even, I mean, I know it's, like, not legal to, but I want to do this. I wish I could do this. I've been, like, ridiculously drunk and needing to pee so bad that I'm, like, gonna burst and being like, I really wish I could just whip a dick out and piss right now. But I can't.
Well, that's why I like a dress. Because you can. You can in a dress. But no, there's nothing that's, like, more quietly humiliating than just being, like, tits out in a fucking public restroom.
I hate it. Because you're like, it's just, like, it already feels dirty to be in a public restroom a lot of the time. And then you're just like, great, I feel like I'm fully naked just so I can take a leak. It sucks.
It's the worst. But yeah, his dick is out and Samantha perks up. And then they go back to her place. I was thinking if they're all the way in Brooklyn, like maybe he lives near, like, or at least nearby, but they go all the way back to Manhattan to her place. And they're making out and, you know, she trying to fuck. But he basically says that he quit his job for the show. Yeah,
and there were like 20 people tops in the entire audience for this play, which is extremely, like, the theater was not even close to full. Like, it was definitely way more empty than full.
Yeah, and it was a small theater as well. So
yeah.
And Samantha's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, it was just who's doing your PR? And that no one, because it's a tiny play, they have no money.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm going to make you a star. Just like that.
She's like, they're not even advertising your full frontal. Like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
She's like, the play was awful, but you're the most important person, and your dick is the most important part of this show, and they're not advertising that.
Yeah. Yep, they gotta. And she's probably right, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't think she's wrong.
Like, I don't think she's wrong. She's like, I think I'm going to help you with your PR. And we're going to have to do something about this. And also we have to change your name because Jerry Jared is just bad. No one's going to want to see Jerry Jared's dick. Like, we need to figure out what to call you instead. So.
Mm-hmm. She's like, Toby, Ethan.
Where are these names coming from? Like, no.
No, it's not a good name at all.
No.
But yeah, that's that. And he's like, oh, you're going to make me become a better actor? And she says, no, I'm going to make you a star.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, we really have no gauge of his acting skills. We've only seen, like, he didn't say any lines when he got on the stage.
No, he had a monologue, but, like, Samantha was not paying attention in the slightest because she was just looking at his dick.
Yeah, we hear a bit more of it, like, in the, at the end when we see the play again. But I think at the beginning we really don't actually hear, like, any of the things he's saying.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we see a bit more later.
Yeah.
Someone's shouting outside my house. It's very distracting.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, I would love for, like, a sexy older woman to say, Alex, I'm going to make you a star. I mean, it's the ideal.
Yeah, it is. Like, oh, you are successful enough in PR that you even, like, were briefly doing PR for Lucy Liu. Okay, sure, you can do my PR. Like, please make me famous. I would do full frontal nudity in this case if I had Samantha making me big.
Yeah. If Kim Cattrall wants me to get my bush out, I will.
Yeah. I mean, lucky for Smith, he was already getting his dick and balls out beforehand. So
I mean, he's got a great bod. I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, we do very much get to see his entire ass. It is a little bit, you know. No, I was going to say it's a little bit misogynistic that they only show him from the back on the stage.
True, I want to see that dick. We do not see enough dicks in this show.
It's true, we really don't. It's, you know, a little bit rude, but...
I mean, this show is primarily for women and gay men, and you're not going to give me a dick at least, like, once every couple of episodes?
No, it's rude. It's very rude. It's, you know, remember, it's equality, and we're not seeing that. So
no,
but
it's not equality. You're right. It's misogyny. It's misogyny.
It is just up front.
Speaking of misogyny, we go to Carrie and Berger in bed, and she sort of tells him that, like, she knows that the publishers turned down his book option. And she's like, oh, I'm really sorry that I was waving that check around in your face and I bought you the new shirt. And he says, no, it's fine. You should be happy. But, like, obviously I'm a little bit disappointed.
Yeah. He does really emphasize, like, you know, you earned that. I'm proud of you. Like, good for you. Like, I genuinely am happy for you. But then he very much does just, like, turn out the light and immediately go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit... he's a bit salty. I'm still sticking with salty because it is very much like, no, it's fine, Carrie. He keeps saying that. He keeps acting like it's okay. But
yeah.
He's a fucking little liar. He's a liar.
At least he's trying, I guess. But it's just like, work harder at not being upset about it. Like, I'm also annoyed because they basically did this plot with Miranda and Steve like 3 seasons ago. Like in season 2 or something like that, there was the plot about how Steve felt threatened by Miranda making more money and her being like, oh, I bought you this nice thing. And he's like, I don't want you to buy me nice things. Steve was way more of a baby about it than Berger was, but both of them suck about it.
Yeah, true. And, like, I agree. He's not trying very hard to be okay about it. Yeah. And the other thing is he's not talking about how he actually feels, which is annoying because you want to be fucking psychic.
Yeah, there's really, he's really just kind of like holding it all in. At least he's saying you earned it and stuff. I don't think Steve ever said that to Miranda, but like he really needs to talk about how he's feeling because he's expressing it in different ways that are really obvious, even if he thinks he's not communicating it. It's like really stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so Carrie has cocktails with Samantha and they talk about Smith, and that's his new name.
Yeah, his new name is Smith Jared.
Yes. And she put a story in the paper that like all the glitterati are going to see his show and everyone's obsessed with him. He's the new it boy of Manhattan, blah, blah, blah. And Carrie's like, is this actually happening? And Samantha's like, no, but it will. And you have to go to the show or else I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. Carrie's like, okay. She's like, I feel bad because he was making like $40 a week, which is absolutely unsustainable. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to help him out. And Carrie's like, oh, and he didn't feel threatened by this? He didn't feel threatened that you were helping him out when you are far more successful than him? Interesting.
Well, Samantha says, he's part of a new generation of men who are not threatened by successful women. And Carrie is rightly like, is it a generation of men or is it him? It's him.
It's absolutely just like a person by person basis. Like there's plenty of people who are older and like fine with, women being more successful than them. But like there's also plenty who are not. So yes. It's just that. But yeah, then we got Carrie's question, which is really inspired by this, which is, are men of today less threatened by a woman's power, or are they just acting?
They're acting.
Like, yeah, I mean, surely it's like, again, Berger, absolutely acting. Steve, not even trying to act.
No, Smith, completely chill, not acting.
He's just vibing. He's just like, sick. If you make more money than me, I'm fine to like. The thing is, he lives in a fictional world where he can make $40 a week and live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So,
he's already just blissfully getting by. I don't know, but he's living in his own reality and I support him. But yeah, he's not threatened by Samantha. In fact, he really likes her.
No. And like even in the real world where you can't make $40 a week and still survive, there are people who are like this. There are men who are like Smith. And it's a sliding scale. There's obviously people who are way more baby tantrum about it and people who are like Smith about it. And then there's like increments along the way, like Berger, who's more like Steve, but not as much of like gigantic fucking baby.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, I will say Steve is he's better about it now.
He is now. But the thing is, now he kind of has his own success. Like, before he was a bartender and he was getting by fine, but, like, he didn't have savings or anything. He owns a bar now. So, like, I think at this point he's, like, more successful, so he doesn't have to feel as threatened by someone like Miranda making more than him. I don't know. Like, he has something that's his own, even if he doesn't make as much money.
Oh, I'm on Wi-Fi, sorry.
What?
My dad interrupted.
Oh.
But I was doing, that 30 Rock bit where...
Which one?
Where Jack is on the phone to he's talking to Lemon and he's on the phone and he's trying to have a conversation with both of them. It was that.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening, but I was also yelling.
I love that. I thought you were going to say something completely different, like one of the really absolutely wild 30 Rock moments, but...
No. I mean, it could be wild. I want to say, I do believe that 30 Rock and Sex and the City take place in the same universe.
Yeah, I think so too, which is really interesting when you consider the, like, fantastical element of Kenneth. But
yes.
Yeah, I mean, that.
Like, if the show was still on, I could believe in my heart that that Jack and Carrie would date, because he is very big like.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, actually, I believe I read a trivia when I was like going through them.
Alec Baldwin was gonna be the original Big, but he was like, that sounds awful.
They like based the character of Big around like the idea of a young Alec Baldwin, basically.
A young Alec Baldwin.
Which is horrifying. What the fuck is a young Alec Baldwin? Like he's perpetually 60. Yeah, I guess, but like he's just always old to me.
Yeah, he was kind of sexy in Beetlejuice though, but it was Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. What a gross person. I'm just imagining now, though, that, like, the 30 Rock thing you were referring to is, like, your dad comes in and he's like, oh, who are you talking to? And you're like, oh, it's Stephanie. And he's like, please don't let Stephanie be a pig. Please don't let Stephanie be a pig.
Oh, no. I mean, that's the joys of recording in the daytime, is that my dad is still awake.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. The other day he was like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, yeah.
You're like,
oh, I got
10 steps ahead of you, Dad.
Yeah, I can't tell you what it's about.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to listen and hear me talking about dick.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, there's, like you said, it's a sliding scale of okayness, but it does not mean that all men are okay with it, because they certainly are not.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's different types of people, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Even men I mean, men aren't human.
No.
They're just from Mars and women are from Venus.
Of course. Duh.
So, yeah. Speaking of men, Miranda goes to Steve's place. I don't understand this. So she goes to Steve's place, like, before she's meant to go to the theater. Because it's going to be like a red carpet event kind of thing. So she goes to his place and Brady's already there. And then he has to go to work. So it's not like she's dropping him off.
Yeah, I thought she was maybe going to be picking him up. But then if she had plans, what was she going to do? Like, was Magda going to watch Brady? I really have no idea the logistics of this.
No, I don't get it either. But yeah, she's at his place. And he's making a cake. And she's like, oh, I'll help you. When she's wearing this, like, really nice dress. It's not the fucking outfit to be baking in. And she just kind of assumes that he's making cupcakes for the play group. But it turns out he's making them for Debbie.
He is making them for Debbie. She's also like, look, I'm baking. Look, I'm baking. All she did was pour a box of cupcake mix into a bowl.
Yeah.
It's not even like she made the cupcake mix from scratch. She literally just poured it into a bowl and she's like, I'm baking.
Look at me, Steve. I'm baking. And he's like, wow. He's that guy from The Vine that goes, wow.
He is. Yeah, and so she's like, oh, they're for Debbie. And she's like, well, how many are we making? And Steve's like, okay, well, HAPPYBIRTHDAY, Debbie. He's like, okay, so 20, because he has to count all the letters out. And she's like, oh, great. You think that he would have counted them before so he knew how much cupcake mix to get. But
yeah, but he's not smart.
You're right. This is true.
Yeah. So she's like, great, yeah, we can do that. And he's like, oh, Debbie said she didn't want a cake, but she didn't say anything about cupcakes. He's so annoying. I hate him.
Me too. So we cut to like a little bit later where the cupcakes are made and now they're icing them and they're having a bit of trouble icing because they're both idiots. And Steve is like, oh God, I gotta go to work. And Miranda's like, oh, I'll go. I'll just finish these when you go. And, then he gives her this awkward kiss on the forehead and is like, you're the best, Miranda. And he leaves.
Yeah, it's weird. Mm-hmm. And she starts crying. And phones Carrie and is like, so I'm kind of stuck in a weird situation because I'm now making cakes for the man I'm in love with and the father of my child's new girlfriend.
Yes.
I won't be able to make it tonight because I'm having a bit of a mental breakdown. And Carrie has to convince her to put the icing down, to not do it, make up an excuse about Brady, and just go home.
Yeah, which is a good idea.
Party.
Yeah, she's like, just go, like, what she kind of says is like, because Miranda's like, oh, well, if I stop doing them right now, Steve's gonna know something was up and that I was upset for some reason. And I'm like, okay, first of all, there's no way Steve is putting that together. But two, Carrie's like, that's what the baby's for. Like, come on. You're smarter than this, Miranda.
Yeah. So she does, and it's good.
Yeah. And Carrie's like, okay, I gotta go now, because Berger's picking me up.
Yeah, Berger's picking me up and he's here with the cab, so I have to go. And she puts on her clothes and she comes downstairs and she's got her Prada dress on and her heels and this very extra bag, which I love. Mm-hmm. And her hair's all like straightened and long and she's got extension and everything. And Berger's there on his bike.
He got his motorbike. Carrie's like, that's not what I was expecting. You said cab. She's like, I really don't want to have helmet hair for the red carpet. But, like, when she gets off the fucking bike after, she doesn't have any helmet hair at all, so...
No, her hair, like, she has a very slick pony, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And... yeah, he's like, oh, you know, we've never taken the bike out in New York and think about how great it'll be going over the bridge, like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, he could have done this any other day when like, you could have informed her and she's not wearing a tiny little dress.
That's true. I mean, he could have done this any other day, but this is the day that his masculinity is sore. So, like, he's got to do it this time. So.
Yeah, and she's like, she's sort of saying, like, can we just not? And he says, no, come on, please. And Carrie agrees because she knows that his masculinity is wounded.
Mm-hmm. This is really stressful to me, though, because the last time we saw him riding his bike, he, like, couldn't get it started and, like, not fall over with it. Like, at the end of season 5, he was, like, when he was all frazzled, he was, like, he was having a time with it. Like, he's pretty new riding a motorcycle, and I'm like, I don't know, this seems like it could be kind of dangerous. You don't know if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, she doesn't even have, like, he just has, like, a shitty helmet. He has a leather jacket, at least. But there's no, like, motorcycle leathers or anything. So, yeah, it's incredibly fucking dangerous. Mm-hmm. She's wearing a tiny dress and a pair of stilettos. It's not ideal motorcycle attire.
No. But she gets on because of the... you know, making him feel a bit better thing.
Yeah.
And then when they arrive at the venue, which is called Full Moon, by the way, they stop. And when Carrie gets off, she is, like, really rattled.
Yeah, she is fuming. She's furious. She says, like, I asked you not to go fast. What the fuck was that? She was terrified and freaking out about the whole situation. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize we were going fast.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not, she's like, I'm not gonna die on a bridge so you can feel like some big man on a bike.
I love
good.
She fucking destroys him and he's like, I'm sorry. You know, well, she says, I thought you were better than this. I thought you were like I didn't think you'd be the type of man who would be so intimidated and angry at me for being successful. And he's like, well, neither did I.
Yeah.
He has Steve voice in this whole, I don't know, I just noticed it. I'm like, oh, fuck off. Like, he just reminded me of Steve where he's like, I'm sorry.
It's because he's whiny. Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to be this guy. I think you're magnificent. And then he opens his arms for a hug and they hug and it's better, I guess. And
well, he shows
for now...
he's wearing the Prada shirt, and you're like, okay, well, we come to a resolution, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then they go into the sort of, it's like a red carpet event. There's paparazzi, and you know, they're strolling in, and everyone's like, Carrie, let's get a shot. Carrie, can we just get one alone? And she's like, no, this is my boyfriend. This is Jack Berger. He's a writer too. I mean, she's trying to get him some publicity, right?
Yeah.
And he pulls away and he's like, I just can't do this.
Yeah, he's like, look, I'm going to go because if I go in, I'm just going to ruin it for everyone. Which is like, oh my God, go home. Which he's doing. But like, I hate it when people say that. Like, I'm just going to ruin it for everyone if I go.
Yeah, I mean, and he's right outside the door. It's not like he had this thought, like, you know, the night of or something, or even the day before, like, oh, I don't feel well. I'm not in a good place. Like, I don't want to go. That's fine. But you're by the door.
They're by the door. And the other thing is, this isn't like the type of social event where you're like really talking to people, because you're sitting there watching a play for like, I don't know, maybe like 2 hours. So it's not like he even really has to talk to people that much. Like, what is he going to do to ruin it? I really don't understand. But he leaves.
But then a better man arrives, Stanford.
Yes. And he's just like, oh, I have the worst seat. And Carrie's like, no, you don't. You're sitting with me now, because she now has an empty seat because her bitch-ass boyfriend left.
Yeah, and it's he goes, hello, gorgeous. Like Barbra Streisand, it's great.
It's very good. Then they go in, and she also has brought her friend Tony from Prada, and she introduces him to Charlotte, and Charlotte is like very, because he's going to sit with her, and so they all take their seats, and it's showtime.
It's showtime, baby, and so... Yeah, we see a bit of the start again, and Smith comes down, whips his dick out. Everyone is gasping, clutching their pearls. And we actually see his monologue this time. And Samantha is paying attention.
And it's like, you were so wet. And I don't remember exactly what else he says, but like, part of it is that. And Samantha's like, I was.
I am.
Yeah. And then we cut right to the end. And when they bow, he's still fully naked. And everyone claps. And Stanford is just like, wow, he did the nudity and he can also act too. Incredible. Samantha's like, who knew?
I know. Well, he is fully naked. And I don't know why he does the bow naked. Usually if there's nudity in the show, they at least put on a robe for the bow.
Yeah, you would think so for the bow, because, like,
you're bending
I
over.
Really want to know, is he naked the entire play? Like, that's something, but...
Possibly.
Yeah.
That is I mean, good on him if he is.
But good for him.
Yeah, but yeah, so usually, I mean, in show, it's not very often there are shows where people are naked the entire time, but, like... Yeah, for a bow, you're out of character, so usually you put on, like, a robe or a cover-up or something.
Yeah, you would think so, but I've never seen a play that has, like, nudity in it, so I don't know.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen anything with full frontal.
Yeah.
I've seen a titty, but, you know.
That's, you know, titties be titties, they're out.
Yeah, titties good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everyone seems to quite like it.
Yeah, they really do. And but then we have, like, a very solemn moment at the end where Carrie is still just, like, sad about the burger thing. And it's really just like her kind of looking sad as she gets up to leave.
Yeah, she's like, we were all acting and I was pretending to be the girl with the good relationship whose boyfriend was just had a cold or whatever. Because she says to people, they're like, oh, he had a cold, he had to go home.
Yeah, he had a cold, which he realized when he got to the red carpet. And then he was like, oh, no, it's actually bad enough that I should probably leave.
Yeah, he realized that when he got home, when he got there.
Yeah.
No,
after getting dressed and everything.
Yeah. Weird one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the episode.
That's the episode. Rankings?
Carrie, again, didn't really do anything off-putting.
I actually was going to put Carrie as my top this week because she fucking rips into Berger when they arrive. And she's like, why do you need to fucking whip out your motorcycle because your feelings are hurt and you need to feel like a big man? And you could at least just be like, happy for me. And I'm like, queen. Okay, good. So she's my top this week. So
yeah, go off. Like,
and I also liked her advice for Miranda, where she was like, Miranda, you don't have to do this for Debbie or for Steve. Like, just stop and, you know, take time for yourself. And so she was a good friend to Miranda. She said I love you to Miranda on the phone, which was really sweet.
Yeah, it was cute. But yeah, that's kind of. And then, all right, who else? I feel like Samantha was maybe Samantha.
It's either Samantha or Charlotte.
Yeah, neither of them did anything offensive though.
No, I know, but I mean, like, for second place.
Yeah,
I would
no one's done anything bad this week.
No, Miranda, I just wasn't, like, it's not that she wasn't relatable, because, like, it's relatable. It's just, like, I don't care, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. She was good this week because she was really trying to do stuff, and she was really trying to be, like, supportive of Steve and happy for him with Debbie, and just, you know, I don't know. Like, she wasn't bad this week at all. Mm-hmm. I feel like Samantha is my second, just because she's, like, trying to help Smith, but also just enjoy her time with him, too. And I don't know. I just thought it was, like, a more fun story, because, like, Charlotte didn't do anything. I did like that Charlotte was like, what, were you expecting me to just drop my entire new faith? No.
Yeah. I did like that.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to put Charlotte third and Miranda last.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm with you. Yeah, it's just that Charlotte didn't really have much to do.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing is, she's been really front and center for a lot of the episodes for the last little bit. So it is, I guess, they're giving, like, I don't know, Miranda has had a couple episodes where she, like, barely does anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just bored of this fucking Steve storyline.
I know, especially since this is, like, the last season. So it's like, oh, it's so annoying, but
Where
it's
is
fine.
Robert? Where is he?
Soon. I think it might even be next episode, but I'm not sure.
I'm praying. I'm hoping and
I
praying.
hope so. Praying. We actually did get a Tumblr question.
We did.
Since we started recording. So if you want to send us questions, you can send them to citygirlsmakedude@tumblr.com/ask.
And, let me pull up the question. So, first question is from 2x2 Furious, freaking question asker and friend of the show, who asks, if you could pair up each of the girls with a Keanu Reeves character, who would you pick?
Do you want to do, like, just the movies we've watched so far, since, like, there's precisely 4 of them?
Okay, that's a smart idea. But then Ted is underage.
Well, is he? Okay, yeah, I guess we don't really know how old he is. That's a good point.
He's in, like, high
We
school.
could replace... That is true. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, we could replace him with, like, John Wick or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Ted and John Wick are the same character, but different ages. So it's just an alternate universe where John Wick is just, like, you know, these, like, Russian mobsters killed Bill, and he goes on a rampage.
Maybe. Okay. I feel like Carrie doesn't deserve any of Carrie can have fucking God, what is his name in My Own Private Idaho?
Oh, fuck, I forget. Yeah, she really doesn't deserve any of them.
No.
Because, like, I was thinking, like, the doctor from Something's Gotta Give would be really good for, like, Charlotte.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he's like, I would do anything for the woman that I love. And he's like, what if Trey was good? Pretty much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Miranda, I don't know. I feel like Miranda needs maybe like a lake house, you know? I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go outside of the ones we've already done. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Miranda, yeah. Alex from the lake house, because he's chill.
Okay.
He can vibe. He can time travel or whatever.
Okay.
Wait,
So,
no,
okay,
the guy from, isn't it Wedding? I mean, I haven't seen Wedding Date or whatever it is. No, Vacation Destination Wedding.
I haven't seen it either.
But I know he bickers a lot with Winona Ryder, and it's very like Taming of the Shrew, and I can imagine Miranda liking that.
Yeah, that'd be really good. We could give Samantha the Much Ado About Nothing Keanu, because she would love his, like, leather pants and, like, shirtless thing, and she would be like, I don't care if you're, like, literally the villain. I'm gonna fuck. So
Right? Yeah. She's like, he's the most raw sexual one, even though he doesn't have sex in that film, but he's just like, I don't know, hot.
Yeah.
It's the hottest one. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Carrie can have none. Bye.
Yeah, no, I really don't want to assign her any of them, because, like, I'm really struggling to think of, like, one that she deserves. Like, does he ever play just, like, an asshole? Because I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, he's kind of an arsehole in Much Ado, but he's sexy at least.
Well, yeah, because that's too sexy. And, like, I guess in My Own Private Idaho, he does, like, he is kind of an asshole at the end, but not in a way that I want to give to Carrie. So,
no.
Yeah, I don't know. She just doesn't get one.
Scott, that's his name.
Yeah.
But no.
Carrie can have fucking Jack Nicholson and Something's Gotta Give. Because he's basically Mr. Big. Like, he's basically just big if he was, like,
He's
older.
an older Mr. Big. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And it's disgusting, but she would be like, oh, he's sexy. Mm-hmm. So that's my pick.
Yeah, that's mine too. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Me too. You simply love it. All right, that's our only question.
Yeah.
So we do Patreon now. It's Patreon time, baby. It's you can give us money at patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo if you want. For $1 a month, you can be a hay mower. You get a special Discord role. You get access to any bonus content release, including the Mummy Mailbag and the Keanu podcast. So there are now 4 episodes of Keanu podcast out because we just put out Bill and Ted last week.
Oh, hell yeah, baby.
And it's really fun. I really liked it. We both really liked it. So
me too.
Yeah. You also get access to the Discord channel of exclusive Looker and Nanu pics. So they're very baby, and I love them so much. I would die for them. Yeah, Matt's pointing at Looker right now. Matt's like, look at him!
They are so cute, though.
They are. For $5 a month, you can be a cardboard cutout of a baby. And you get all the $1 stuff, plus you get an even specialer Discord role, plus you get a shout out on the podcast every week. And you can submit stuff for Steve Voice. And at the $10 a month level, you get all the other stuff, plus you get an even specialer Discord role, plus you can listen to us record live every week. We're recording too early to have our one $10 donor listen this week because Shoup is on Pacific time. And we're doing this is like an obscenely early recording for us.
Yeah, usually it's a late night, night vibe. But wanted to do it early this week.
We did it. We're doing it early.
Yeah, it's a brunch.
I say it's obscenely early. We started at 11 Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, for us, that's early. Whatever, it's a brunch. It's a brunch-themed episode.
It is, I guess. That makes it sound like it's good, because brunch is good. But anyway, I can read our patron list now. So we have our $10 donor, Alex Shoup. I don't know why I said our $10 donor, because I normally just read them. Yeah. We also have, shout out to Summer, who gives us $7 a month now.
Nice. Thank you, Summer.
And I'll read all our $5 donors. So we have Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jess Ayalachi, Pierre the Disaster, and Siberian Pine Hardwood. So thank you all so much for giving us money every month. We really appreciate it. And we love you all. So that's our Patreon list. Want to have a couple trivias?
Yes.
Hell fucking yeah. Okay. The first one. How big is Mr. Big? More specifically, how tall is actor Chris Noth? A, 6 feet, B, 6'1", C, 6'3", or D, 6'4"?
This is such a weird question.
I know.
Well, I know that Sarah Jessica Parker is quite short. She's a petite woman. I'm gonna say 6'1".
You're right.
Hey, I would have said 6'2".
would have been 6'4" would have been like really tall, I feel like. Not that we don't have like friends who are that tall or taller, but
my dad's
still
6'4".
Oh, shrimp trusting.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm familiar with what 6'4" looks like.
I'm not, because everyone I know is short. I mean, like, everyone I know is, like, under 6 feet for the most part. My stepdad might be, like, 6 feet tall, but that's pretty much it. Like, my entire family is, like, under 6. So, that's and you like can imagine my mom's side of the family.
Yeah, my mom's side of the family is that, but my dad's side is not.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, my mom's side is, like, my mom is, like, an inch taller than me, and her twin sister is the same, obviously. And my Nana is, like, 5'2", so like they're all tiny. They're baby. Okay, next one. What advice did show creator Darren Star give to Kristen Davis after her first audition for the role of Charlotte? A, you need to be funnier and bigger. B, you need to be sexier. C, you need to be more of a prude. Or D, you need to be perkier but more traditional.
The last one sounds most offensive, so I'll go for that.
It probably is the most offensive one. It's actually A, you need to be funnier and bigger.
That one, okay, that's the most useless fucking direction I've ever heard.
I don't know what they mean. Like, do they mean you need to be a little bit more of like a caricature? Like, I mean, whatever she's doing, she is nailing it.
Yeah. I think generally they mean, when they say be bigger, yeah, they mean, be more of a caricature, play it up, be more dramatic, blah, blah, blah. But that's not helpful. And neither is be funnier. Like, how do you expect it to be funnier? Write better jokes.
Just be funnier, easy. Okay, like, I'll just read the line different? I don't know. But
yeah, not like, okay, well, to make this joke work, you need to put emphasis on this word, or you need to have better timing. That's how you make something funnier. You can't just go, be funnier, right? It doesn't work like that.
It really doesn't. Maybe that's why she, like, is so visual with her face.
Probably.
I don't know.
I mean, I did find out that she was, because Darren Star used to, like, I think he used to write or produce Melrose Place, and I watched a clip of her when she was in Melrose Place and died, and it was great.
Oh my god. I need to see that. That's amazing.
She was like, fuck you, and then she fell, and it was all dramatic. It was great.
I love that.
I kind of want to watch Melrose Place, because it looks awful.
It looks like a lot. Yeah, I've never seen any of it.
And I know Lisa Rinna is in it, and I love her.
Oh, good.
I mean, I hate her,
it is.
but I love her. So, yeah. All right. Well, that was stupid. Should we do one more?
Yeah, sure. Let's do one more. Okay, so actor Willie Garson, who plays the part of Carrie's friend Stanford Blatch, had a reputation when he joined the show. What was it? A, he was a scene stealer. B, he was a diva on set. C, he was a brilliant improviser. Or D, he seemed to know everyone in Hollywood.
Oh, I feel like it's D. He definitely feels like, yeah. I love those people, though, who are like, oh, yes, I know them.
Yeah. It's really good. There's a few questions I've seen about Stanford or like the Stanford actor in the ones I've flipped through so far, and they're always really fun to me. I really like to hear more about like the actors who are not like the main four.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there you have it. Some trivia for you, and none of them were like wildly offensive this time. So always interesting when we get those ones.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, if you wanna follow us anywhere, we're City Girls Make Do on Twitter and Tumblr and Patreon. And if you want to find us on Noisepace, check us out on noisepace.xyz. We're also going to be very soon on the newest Tuning Fork episode on Noisepace, where we talk about Fiona Apple's Fetch the Bolt Cutters. So definitely check that out if you like us or if you like Fiona Apple. Hopefully you like both. Otherwise you're a fucking idiot. But
yeah, if you don't, you're a bitch.
Yeah. Literally, though, like, how do you not like Fiona Apple? What are you, Steve? And if you want to follow me specifically, you can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
Yeah, and if you want to follow me, you can find me on Tumblr at DorkPhoenix and Twitter at Alex the Virgo.
All right, well, so long and good night, gamers, and mohe every day.
Mohe every day.
Fuck cops and kiss Keanu square on the lips.
Bye.
Bye.